going to do today is that oftentimes people will buy stamp sets and they really just want to create that one item and then they become bored. So what I'm going to show you today is how we can take several different stamp sets. So when you're buying and purchasing these stamp sets, you're not just buying something that you're going to use one time and that's it. So what I'm going to do today is I have the Hey Chick from the celebration. This was one of the free items. You can no longer get those. The celebration is over. But if you were able to purchase these, you may have gotten to the point where I've made everything that I possibly could with this stamp set, and now I don't know what to do. Or maybe you purchased the window box thinlits, and these are the ones that I'll try to pull them out. These are the ones that you use and you create and you make the little box with the little cutouts in it. And inside it was a little piece that you probably did not know how to use. We're going to be using that today. Or perhaps you hosted a party and maybe you had the Gift of Love hostess set. We're going to be combining these three different items into a unique little card, if you will. And so I'm going to use these three items. Of course, I'm going to pull out my watercolor pencils. I'm going to use some very vanilla cardstock. And some sky blue. I'm going to be using my basic black. And some Night of Navy. And I'm going to set that aside. And I'll set that aside. So, basically what I'm going to do is take these pieces of cardstock. Let me kind of scoop things out of my way. I'm going to cut them down. And so we need to make our card. So let me trim down my paper. I'm going to basically take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper and I'm going to cut it five and a half. So I have two sheets that are 8 by 5.5. And then I'm going to take my Very Vanilla and I'm going to do the same thing, except for it's not going to be 5.5. It is actually going to be 5 by 8.5. Excuse me. Yes, 5 by 8.5. 5 by 8.5 and 5.5 by 8.5. That's a lot to remember. Okay, so my excess pieces. I will still need the blue though. Alright. So now that I have those pieces, before I put my trimmer away, I'm going to take that extra piece of the sky blue. And I'm going to create a piece that is, I'm going to take this little thing right here and determine how big of a piece I need. I want it to be, maybe about 3, no. not quite 7/8 of an inch. So, oops. Leave that down out of the way. Alright. So I have my cardstock lined up here. Alright. So I have just a small slip like this. And then I'll put that out of the way. So here are our basic paper needs that we're going to be using for our card. Alright. So this is going to be the base of my card. So I'm going to fold it over. Line it up nice and neat. Some people like to score things before they fold. I like to live vicariously. Alright, so this next piece is going to go on here. I'll fold it in half as well. And believe it or not, this is going to be attached just like so. Nothing fancy. I just wanted a nice thick card. Alright, so I'm not going to attach those yet because there's something that I want to do on this particular sheet that I can't do if I have it attached. So I'm going to pull out a piece of scratch paper, and it's not so much scratch as what I usually use to dump my embossing powder on, and I'm going to take out this little chicken right here. I like him. He's cute. I'm going to need my basic black. Open it up. And attach my chicken. And the thing about this chicken is I kind of want him just sort of popping his head in. I don't need all of that, so I'm going to just be stamping right down here at the corner. So I'm going to ink up my stamp real well and determine how I want him. Press down, and voila, I have a chicken peeking through. Alright, set that aside, and I am done except for coloring him. I'm going to move my scratch paper out of the way and pull out my watercolor pencils, and I think he needs a little Bermuda Bay and maybe, no, not real red, the Melon Mambo and some daffodil. Actually, I think I'm going to switch and use Calypso Coral instead of Melanoma. So, these are my 3 colors that I'm going to use. And I'm going to color, start with the little yellow right there in his beak. So look for those there. Alright, now I'm going to use my blender pens. Oh, Lord. Well, alright, so this part's finished. I'm going to take my fast fuse and I'm going to run it all the way down. Now I'm going to attach my card. Real phooey. Would not be so bad if I was not. Alright. Alright. On my card, the blue kind of matches really nicely with that blue. Now for this piece. I'm going to take my big shot and I'm going to clip these ends using this little piece right here. So I'm going to lay that up there, just like so. And it's not quite as pointy as I would like. That's alright. We're going to actually fold it. So, here we have a little piece. Each side of it's kind of been clipped in. And I could just put that just like there, but I'm not going to. I'm going to utilize those fold marks. So, what's going to happen is I'm going to fold each one of these in. and it will fold right back out. So like so. So that what I have is like a little banner. And so my little banner, I have to stamp it first. So straighten that back out so at least I know where it's going. Then I'm going to take out of the Gift of Love stamp set. I'm going to pull my little thank you out, because that's what this is. It's a nice little thank you card. Try to make sure that I put a little thank you card in all of my shipments that I send out. And that's going to fit very nicely. And I'm going to use the Night, of Navy. It's a nice dark blue. Kind of keep with my blue theme. And center that on my banner. Straight up. So there's my thank you. Scrub my stamp off before I put it back. Close up my ink. Alright, and so I'm going to attach the little banner. Like he's just sort of saying thank you. And I really don't want it like flat. I want it to kind of stick up just a little bit. So I want to make sure that my creases do it just like that. I'll put a little fast fuse. Like that, and it kind of still sticks up just a bit, just like that. Alright, and little quick card utilizing some extra pieces, and if I really wanted to kind of, I don't know, decorate this up a little more, and just because, why not? I could take my Sweet Sentiments and I could take all the little mini thank yous and using that Night of Navy that I already had out and I just split up. That's alright. I could sort of make myself a little background. Of thank yous. like so. Having a lot of technical difficulties. Alright, and so I could do that, and if I wanted to, take some of the Bermuda, a little Bermuda base on a little spot. So. And take that. I think he's upside down. And go even more in there. I like the texture. Oh. It's a way that you can utilize multiple stamps from different sets and still create a lovely card. So, and as always, I always put my stamp on mine. So, there's your finished card. And I hope that you actually enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If there's anything that you would like to see me make, or a stamp set that you would like for me to use, just put that in the comments below. Check out my website at justmarthadesigns.com and see some of the great ideas that I have there. Sometimes there are things that didn't make it to video that'll be on there, but subscribe to my channel so that you stay in touch. And as always, have a blessed day.